I have something I am so excited to announce to you. From my vantage point, it is nothing short of a miracle. After years of wishing and hoping and dreaming, things are suddenly happening very quickly. The timing couldn't be better. If you listen to my 200th podcast, you know why I believe we need access to good books and stories to do the work we are engaged in. So what I'm going to show you today is just the beginning, but we would love your feedback before we get too far down the road so that we can make necessary adjustments to make it as convenient and accessible as we possibly can. Huge thanks and hugs to my daughter Crystal. I keep telling her she has superpowers. I described what I wanted in a new website, and she provided me with what you were going to see in less than a day. Today, I am happy to introduce you to our beautiful new Libraries of Hope website that you will be able to access at librariesofhope.com. The Well-Educated Heart website at welleducatedheart.com will remain as it is. So let me take you on a brief tour to orient you to our new website. This is the homepage. This is going to work best for those of you who want to follow the rotation schedule. The only one that is linked right now is our current month, month 6. So let's start there. I've been listening to you. I've heard you say that you have to click to too many pages and you get lost. So I hope you will like this new streamlined format. You can access all you need for month 6 from this one page. Here is a brief overview of this month's topics and their connecting points. I'm moving the Forgotten Classics Family Library back to being the spine of learning, as was originally intended. I've heard many of you say the sheer number of choices on the site now is overwhelming. While I'm still not willing to create a curriculum for you, I do see the benefits of adding just enough structure for the rhythm of learning, while still allowing lots of space for exploration and discovery. I talk in detail about the Forgotten Classics elsewhere. Basically, these are the stories that keep, as C.S. Lewis described, the breezes of the centuries blowing through our minds. If you work through all the Forgotten Classics, you will be introduced to the fairy tales, mythology, epic and legendary heroes, and cultures of all the world. You will meet key figures, events, and religions that have shaped our world. You will become familiar with the great contributions preserved in literature, art, music, and poetry by the most noble and brilliant minds our world has seen. The Forgotten Classics Family Library is a foundation for a lifetime of learning. It takes just a small portion of each day, and then you are free to do everything else that your heart leads you to do and to learn. So you will notice that all the volumes of the Forgotten Classics pertaining to month 6 are arranged developmentally, from introductory to advanced stories. By the way, you'll be able to swipe with your finger on your phone. Click to read any of the books instantly. Be sure and click on the download button to turn it into a PDF, and it will display full screen on your phone or tablet. We're working on ways to help you be able to highlight and take notes digitally. If you want to buy hard copies, here is a direct link to our store. There is an option there to buy monthly subscriptions that will help you build your library over time if that's what you would like. The hope is that you and your children will make it through all the Forgotten Classics at some point. And to help you keep track, we are creating a reading record. We need you to let us know if this will be helpful. If it is, we will create a complete record with all the stories of all the Forgotten Classics so that you can check them off as you read them. Every chapter, every story is listed here, which also gives you a quick reference to what is inside each book. These books are not meant to be read front to back, nor necessarily in order. They are designed for exploration and discovery. With the reading record, you can keep track of where you've been. If you only have time for one story in a month, it's okay. Mark it down and come back next year and the year after that. If you need to report your learning to your school district, or if you just like to keep track, consider color coding it. So maybe this year, mark the squares with a blue pen, and next year a red pen. Then you can quickly show what you have read during that school year when you have to report it at the end of the year. These stories cover history, geography, literature, art, nature, and science. If you notebook what you're learning, you are writing and thinking and showing your work. And you can't write without practicing handwriting, spelling, grammar, and punctuation. It is an all-inclusive way of learning. Please give your feedback if this little book is going to be useful to you. Now you will notice links down here to all of the enrichment pages. This is where you find the crafts and recipes, plays, movie suggestions, lots of movie suggestions, art, and music to watch and listen to. There are even music selections with the symphony stories linked just below them to give you a spontaneous music appreciation lesson. I think the enrichment pages have been too buried for many of you. I hope this will remind you they are there and that you'll have easy access to them. The Mothers of Influence button means this is for you. Click on it and it will take you to this month's topic of the Mothers University, which for month 6 is storytelling. The heart is going to take you back to our Well-Educated Heart homepage. And now the miracle. As I gathered thousands of books, the problem has always been how to organize them in a way that you can access them and find just what you're looking for. The design from the beginning I had in mind was for the forgotten classics to serve as a spine of learning and to spark interest, and then provide a library of books that would allow you to explore and go deeper on those things you wanted to learn more about. It is all designed for layered learning. We've spent years searching for a better way. I worked with a designer for several months a couple of years ago, and it was beyond what we could provide with our budget. It was just too big of a project for us. Well, a few months ago, I was feeling like the changes really need to happen if you're going to be able to use this Library of Hope. So I reached out to a friend who knows all about these things, and I described what I was looking for. I asked if it was even possible. He smiled and said, "Nothing is impossible if you have $1 million and the right team to do it." Well, I have neither. Not long after that, I was working at my computer and the thought struck me to reach out to a certain person and ask her if she knew of anybody who might be able to point us in a direction, because I was feeling this urgency to make the changes now. She said my timing was interesting, that there had just been a major shakeup in their company just a day or so before that hadn't even been announced, and they weren't sure what their next direction was going to be. They were looking at a lot of options. She asked me what I wanted, and I described it, and she said she would be back in touch. Several weeks went by, and a proposal was made that would make it possible for me to offer you everything I have hoped to give you. And everything was in place ready to make it happen now. We are now merging our library of thousands of books that are primarily from before 1923 with another database of about 10,000 children's books, many of which were written between 1920 to 1960. I've been wanting to add a greater number of picture books, especially biographical picture books for your younger children, and they are all there. I am so thrilled to announce BiblioGuides to you with the fully integrated, Well-Educated Heart feature. You are going to be able to easily search for books by title, author, subject, by the month in the rotation, by genre like historical fiction, biography, cultural, just like I have in the site now. You can sort it by introductory, intermediate, and advanced levels, and or by reading levels. And now you can even sort it by audio, and it will alert you to recordings I've made in Belmont or other audio options. That is just the tip of the iceberg. You will be able to read what others say about books and easily keep track of the books you have read, books you own, books you hope to own. it is a dream come true. And instead of having to wait months or years, it is happening right now. We are loading our books in by month to try and keep ahead for those of you who are following the rotation schedule. There is still a lot of work ahead for us, but there is plenty to get you started. So please just click on the BiblioGuides button. It will take you to a Well-Educated Heart portal page. You know I like to offer things for free, but I can't do that for this. But you are going to be able to access all of it for as little as $6 a month if you sign up for a year, or about $12 a month if you prefer to pay monthly. A portion of your payment is going to come back to me. This is a way you can help support the work I do at the Well-Educated Heart. I hope you will feel that for all you are being given, this is a very modest amount to contribute to help move this work forward. Now, please note, I will only receive credit if you register through the Well-Educated Heart portal page that I'm showing you right here, so I would greatly appreciate you doing that. And if you send someone, please ask them to go through the same page. You're going to have 30 days to explore BiblioGuides for free. If it isn't for you for whatever reason, you can easily cancel before any money is withdrawn from your account. There's going to be additional videos on their end to walk you through all the features of this site, and they also are very interested in your feedback and for your suggestions for improvement. Be sure when you go to the advanced search right here that you scroll down to the Well-Educated Heart Guides. That's where you can search for books by our monthly rotation and other features we've talked about. Of course, if you still want to crank up my old Model T, just go to the menu bar and click on Original LOH Rotation, and it will take you back to familiar territory. But I have a feeling after you test drive this Tesla, you aren't going to want to go back. Let me emphasize again, this is a trial run. We're looking for your feedback and suggestions. But I, for one, am praying prayers of gratitude for this timely opportunity. I do so hope it will bless your lives and will, in turn, bless our world.